Can you talk about the lawsuit and the settlement that you have now reached?
Yes. We earlier in this week, we reached a settlement with the city of Oakland, and you know, it was a long process. It took 2.5 years almost to get to this point, and we're going to announce further details at a press conference later in the morning in Oakland. But I'm happy with the way this lawsuit has turned out. It has been a very stressful experience having to deal with it. So for that reason alone, I'm happy that it's over.
Now, Scott, you had originally said when you filed the lawsuit that you were intent on bringing it to trial because you wanted to have the facts come out. Your decision to agree to a settlement and why you felt it was best to do it at this point?
Well, going to trial would have meant even more stress, and it would have taken a lot more time. It could have taken an extra year or two. And, you know, that's kind of just a reality as to deal with. And, yeah, I part of me does wish we had gone to trial, but this is what's going to work out for me better, I think, and hopefully for pushing forward for change in Oakland police policy.
Scott, I know in your news conference you're going to announce more details, but can you share with us what the settlement is with the Oakland Police?
No, we're saving the amounts of the settlement for our press conference, but you know, whatever the amount is, it's certainly not enough to make up for a part of my brain that is dead and will forever be dead. But it will hopefully, or it will be enough for me to make it easier to get by from day to day, especially since I'm looking at having more likely to have further medical problems down the road in 20, 30 or more years.
And Scott, you're the last of several people who sued the Oakland police as a result of police abuse during that period of time. Do you get a sense that there's a real a determination to change policies by the Oakland officials?
Well, I think that having these lawsuits could be enough to bring some accountability to the police. And as far as I know, I'm the last outstanding case from Occupy with police brutality in Oakland. And you know, it's important that they need to know that if they use these weapons, the beanbags and the CS flashbangs, and they use them against a crowd control policy that they have already agreed to, and they blatantly violate that, then they shouldn't be allowed to use these weapons at all if they can't play by the rules that they've been given.
Scott, what is the extent of the injury to your brain, and how will it impact you in the future?
Well, there's a portion of my left frontal lobe which is dead, and you know, that manifests itself in different like cognitive problems, fatigue, memory, planning, and things like this. So it made it very difficult when I tried to return to employment, and it makes that unrealistic for me. And you know, I'm at a much greater risk of down the line developing dementia, Alzheimer's, or other cognitive issues.
Scott, in the settlement, can you give us a sense of the range? Are we talking 7 figures? Are we talking in the millions?
Yes, it's 7 figures.
And is there any deal you've made with the police around their behavior and changes in how they deal with people in protests?
No deal has been made, but we are going to put pressure on or work with the police for, our first step is to disallow the use of the weapons that they attacked me with. The beanbags and the flashbangs were both key in what happened to me. They use the flashbangs, and they are designed to cause panic. They are designed to cause people to scatter. Now, you can't safely fire beanbags into a crowd after you deploy those flashbangs. You can't hit the target because people are going to be running.
And do you know what you were hit by?
I was hit with a beanbag round, which is fired out of a shotgun, and it's like a nylon sock with 40 grams of lead pellets, and it was from about a distance of about 15 feet.
Well, Scott, we want to thank you so much for being with us, and we will cover your news conference later today. Where are you holding it?
It's at Oscar Grant Plaza in front of Oakland City Hall at 10 a.m.